Hey guys, thank you for hanging out with me while I work on my June 2024 bullet journal page. I'm not sure if I've shown you guys yet, but I did glue that Spider-Man patch to the front cover. I just used a hot glue gun, I think. I didn't use anything special. So my method for the last couple months of drawing out my bullet journal calendar page is to draw all the lines first and erase the white spaces later. My brain was having a lot less trouble with it doing it that way as opposed to trying to leave the white spaces as I went along. So it maybe takes a little longer, but it was easier on my brain, and that's really what I go for when I'm doing projects like this. So while you guys are watching me set up my daily boxes right here, I'm going to talk to you about books because I've been reading so much lately. I started reading a lot recently anyway, and then since I got out of the hospital, I've been reading even more, so I'm kind of just losing myself in books right now. So I'm going to talk about the three I finished reading since the last time I talked to you about books. Actually, now that I think about it, I may have even read more books since I last talked to you. So I'm just going to go over my Storygraph recent history of books, and I will talk to you about the books I've read recently and try not to talk to you about books I've already talked to you about in the last month or so. Oh, and speaking of Storygraph, I recently changed my username on Storygraph from at the Nerd Journals to at Nebulots, Nebulots. So if you would like to be my friend on Storygraph, my username there is now Nebulots, and I would love if you would be my friend on that website. I use it almost daily. So I recently reread a book called She's Come Undone by Wally Lamb. That's a book I've read 3 times now in my life. I'm not usually a person who rereads books, but that one's just really special to me and it means a lot to me. I'm not sure, it just hits home with some parts of the book. The main character is named Dolores Price and she breaks my heart. One morning I was looking at TikTok with my husband and he had a book talk video pop up that recommended a book called Moth Me by Amber McBride. I decided I wanted to read it, and 2 days later, I had borrowed it from my library and read it, and it was spectacular. It's not something I would have picked up without having seen that TikTok video, and I'm really glad I gave it a chance. I'm not normally a fan of poetry, but this book was so beautiful and so surprising. As soon as I finished reading it, I started reading it again. Next, I read a book called All the Ugly and Wonderful Things by a woman named Bryn Greenwood, and I absolutely do not recommend this book. I ended up rating it 3 stars because it was a good book, but it's extremely controversial, it's extremely hard to read, and if I had known the topic before I read the book, I never would have picked it up. I grabbed it at the library based off of what was on the back of the novel, and there was so little of a description. I just kind of took a chance, and like I don't even feel comfortable enough discussing what the book was about here on my YouTube channel because I don't want YouTube to strike my content. Yep, one of those kind of books. You have to have broad shoulders to read this book. I definitely don't recommend it. If you're curious, look it up before trying it and don't just fly by the seat of your pants like I did. Next, I read a cheap thriller called Room for Rent. The author's name is Noel W. Ely, is how I'm going to pronounce it. It's Ihli. It was just a fast paced thriller with a twist at the end. You know, your standard book. It wasn't that great, but it was fun to read and it wasted a few hours of my day. And most recently was this morning, I finished a book called An Intrigue of Witches by Esme Addison. It was such a crazy book of so many different genres that came together in just the right amount. Like, if this book was any more focused on American history, I wouldn't have liked it. If it was any more fantasy, I wouldn't have liked it. If it was any more treasure hunting based, I wouldn't have liked it. It just hit a bunch of categories that I kind of like, and it meshed it all together so nicely. This was a really fun book, and it definitely ended in a way that there's going to be another book in the series, so I will probably give that a chance when it comes out. Okay, so those are all my book updates for you guys. I'm hoping to go to the library tomorrow to get a new haul, so maybe the next video I'll have more books to talk about, maybe not. I don't really want to turn this channel into a booktube channel, but at the same time, I do want to make this channel more personal to me. So that involves talking about what I'm doing in real life. And in real life, I'm going to the library and reading a lot. So hopefully you guys don't mind these little chats while I'm showing you what I'm doing in my journals. Other than that, I've been a little preoccupied. My health is still kind of all over the place. I'm just tired all the time. And I started a new job. I've worked 2 or 3 days now. I don't even remember. It all just blends together. And I'm working another shift a little later after I'm done recording this. It's really too early to tell how much I like the job, but I do like that I get to walk to work in less than 5 minutes. And I do like that they're giving me a good amount of hours that works with my life. And I like that they're giving me the days off that I need. So I guess even if the job doesn't end up being great, it still has some perks that help me with my regular day-to-day life. Finally getting to the more fun part of my bullet journal spread here, erasing those nasty pencil lines and finally getting around to decorating it. I use my Tombows for my title. I always use my Tombows. Celia, if you are watching this, thank you again so much for all those markers you sent me. I use them literally every day. And this month, like last month, I used stickers to decorate my calendar page. One, because I've been kind of lazy while making my pages, and two, because I have a lot of just kind of leftover sticker sheets. That's just a few random stickers on there. So I kind of went in and grabbed some summery ice cream foods and like sodas and stuff, I think. Just trying to use up some of these little stickers that I don't normally use in my journal. So I thought that was a fun way to try to use some of these stickers and just a cute way to decorate the page as well. And I didn't really talk TV with you guys today. I guess because everything's over for the summer. I finished up watching Survivor. I finished up watching 911. I finished up watching The Good Doctor. And everything's on hiatus for the season except for Naked and Afraid XL, which my husband and I are watching. We're also catching up on that show Fallout, the first season of it. We've only seen the first episode so far, but it's really good, and we will be finishing that up. Um, Other than that, we watched Jeopardy Masters, and we're currently watching Celebrity Jeopardy, so that's been fun. And here I am once again with my one-woman protest to please bring back Mayim Bialik. I love Mayim hosting Jeopardy. She's wonderful. Okay, done chatting about pop culture and life. I'm just gonna finish up this video. Um, Thank you guys for whoever hung out with me for this. I really appreciate it. It's always nice to have friends with me while I'm working on my bullet journal or art journal or whatever it is I'm doing and showing you. I don't think I ever got an April flip through for you in my journal, so keep an eye out for that. Also, I have my May flip through in my journal will be coming up very soon as well. Also, I have all sorts of other little ideas of videos I want to share on this channel, and I'm trying to talk myself into starting maybe a monthly vlog. I'm not quite sure. It's going to take a lot of work from me if I decide to do that, and I'm not sure if I want to invest that time. Vlogs are a little scary as well, let's be honest. To all my patrons, you guys are the best, especially to my absurd nerd patron, Dana Keenan. Thank you for helping me keep the lights on, literally, here at the Nerd Journals. You have no idea how much it means to me. All your support, patrons, non-patrons, everyone who shares my art, who shares my videos with your friends. You guys mean the world to me. Thank you so much for helping me along on my dream to become a full-time artist and content creator. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye.